Hey friends! Welcome, hello, and welcome to another painting stream. Good morning, good Patriots Day morning. If you are in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, it's one of the few areas that actually celebrates the beginning of the Revolutionary War with Patriots Day. So some folks have today off. I don't. I have to go into work, but that's fine. I'm looking forward to it actually because we're continuing Strixhaven pre-release at Battleground, and it's really exciting and a lot of fun. But that's not what this stream is about. This stream is my painting stream, where I have been getting online and doing some painting pretty regularly on weekday mornings and some Sundays, most Sundays. I have not streamed since Thursday last week, I think. It's just been a series of events. In fact, it's 10:30 today, so I'm a little bit late to my stream today. This is primarily due to car stuff. Anybody who's been watching the last couple of weeks knows that Amanda and I have been getting new cars, and this is something that takes a lot of phone calls and visits to the dealership and stuff like that. So we've been very, very busy with that, and it has cut into my stream time. But we're almost through that. Wednesday, we go into the dealership and we finally pay for Amanda's new car. Well, sign the paperwork on Amanda's new car. We're leasing that one, so we're not paying for it. We're just going to be paying to drive it, I guess. Anyways, yeah, we're really, really excited about that. We're going to have a brand new car for the first time ever in our lives, and Amanda gets to drive it around, and she's going to have a great time. And she's getting her second vaccination shot today, and my second vaccination shot is less than a week away. It's on Saturday. And then a couple of weeks after that, we'll be fully vaccinated and we'll be able to visit friends. And all of this is really exciting. But because all of this is happening now, we're almost done with this sort of discombobulated period where my mornings are often taken up by IRL stuff. And I'll be able to buckle down and get down to doing more painting. But hey, I'm here now. And you're here now. Anybody who's watching, welcome. Thank you for joining me. My name is Andrew, also known as Thanatos in the internets. And I have been painting terrain for the Battleground Games and Hobbies store demo copy of Warcry. And we've got a few pieces done, one of which is less than what I hoped, but that's okay. Lessons have been learned, and we're moving forward, not backwards. Today, my goal is to take this cool bell tower piece, which we did a little bit of maintenance work on last week, and get the last little bits of the base coat done on that, do a little bit of fine detailing, mostly just highlighting stuff, so that we can do a wash on it, hopefully tomorrow, and then on Wednesday I will probably be late with my stream again because, like I said, we have to go do signed paperwork, but on Wednesday we'll see if we can do a wash and start sort of bringing this towards being mostly done. So yeah, let's just dive right into it. Let me go to overhead cam. I'm playing with fire today, folks. I had my coffee early because Amanda and I had a phone call. So in my coffee cup, I have water. So today is going to be one of those days where I have paint water and just regular water, and I have to be very, very careful not to mix the two of them. All right, so let's take a look at this piece. So here's the skeleton that I glued back on during last stream. You can see that little bit of black there. That is primer. I just quickly primed it with Vallejo surface primer, of which I have quite a lot. It's a just very easy to use brush-on primer. Also an excellent black that I use whenever I need something really super dark. And now I want to put a lot of metallic on stuff. So we've already done the bell here, but we're going to paint the cage, this other cage. You can see there's some areas that I've left gray here. Those are all going to be metallic. And for metallic, what I'm using is this Warhammer, or this Army Paint gunmetal. Gunmetal metallic. Oh, you know what? That's what the package is that's coming today. So, you folks may recall Novocaine. Hello, welcome. Yes, that is my bottle of Vallejo primer. It is my brush-on primer whenever I need to prime something that I don't want to just hit with the rattle can. I use that Vallejo primer. Super useful. I was saying Novocaine for the Souls, that's what I used here. So my wife asked me today, did you order something online? We're getting a package. And I was like, I don't know what I ordered online. It could be magic cards. because I have ordered some magic cards to be delivered online. But the other thing that I've ordered online, Novocaine for the Souls, are a bunch of those cool metallic paints that you posted about the other day. And so I should be receiving those sometime this week. Then I just need to find something cool to paint in metallic-y colors. So yeah, thank you Novocaine for turning me on to those paints. They look like a lot of fun, and I am looking forward to playing with them when they arrive. Using my favorite brush, everybody knows, it's the Medium Citadel Layer Brush. Although this one, you can see there's a bristle there that's been pulled back. This brush has served me well, but I think it may be time for a new one. Which is fine, because I happen to have a new one around here somewhere. I bought more. Anyways, we're going to use that, and we're going to use this gunmetal. Yes, it is exciting, Novocaine. I am excited about my new paints. I couldn't buy the bundle. The link that you posted, the Amazon.uk link, they don't ship to the US. Possibly a Brexit thing. So, sorry I was unable to use that particular link, but I was able to order the paints from a place in the US. Just I couldn't order the bundle, I had to order them individually. Oh man, I really destroyed this brush. What is this? My favorite brush. No. I must have been in a hurry the last time I cleaned this brush, and when I put the sleeve on it, it pulled some of the bristles back. Hopefully it can be rescued, but if not, I'll have other brushes. Yeah, this is not great. It's fine. All right. So let's do some of these details. There's these two little hooks that are up here. I'm going to do those in metallic. So just very quickly. Quick, I think, getting all of these little details done. And then maybe we'll just do some of the grueling work on that larger wall piece that we started work on last week. I feel like I'm behind, because I am behind, because I've missed 2 streams that I had planned to do. I did not stream at all on Friday. And then I did not stream at all on Sunday. So it's been a while since I've been online. I mean, I've been streaming other stuff. I did get to play some D&D yesterday for the first time in months. I was able to participate in my regular D&D campaign set in Ravnica. So that was super exciting. With the 10 rabid bears as part of that stream. And I have a regular Sunday movie watching Zoom call that I do with my father and local family. So we did that Zoom call. Trying to be precise here if I can. There's all these little brackets and braces. that are sculpted into this. I'm just doing them all in this metallic, this gunmetal. And then when I get to weathering, I'll weather them up, make them look rusted, which should be cool. I left an area unpainted that I might want to paint. I'm just noticing as I turn the model that there's an area that I might want to apply some paint to. I don't know if you guys can see it, but right under the lip of this area here, I think I intended to do that in this off-white, deck tan. We'll go back and do that today. So we'll do these skeleton cages. I'm really looking forward to doing the weathering on this, which will be after the wash. We'll do the wash first, and then we'll go in and add weathering and rust to a lot of these pieces, and that just really gives the model that extra bit of depth that makes it look less pristine and more interesting. So that will probably be happening probably Thursday or Friday. I may just leave it for Friday, because we had said, or I had said a while back, that I wanted to do Finishing Friday, where I take a model that's mostly done and do those little finishing touches on it, just for that little extra sense of accomplishment. So I'll put off those final detail work weathering bits until Friday, and that'll be something exciting to go into the weekend with, just having done something cool. I think I'm going to want a finer brush for this. This brush is great, and I use it for a lot, but I think I might want a finer brush for these cages. There's just a lot of little angles in there that I want to hit. So I'm going to hold off on that for a sec. Let's do these on the other side here. So I've been working on this piece for a couple weeks now. It's kind of, I don't know. I've been doing other stuff as well, so it's not like I've been doing just this for 2 weeks. But it's going to be very satisfying to move it to the done column, to get those little weathering bits done. Do the wash, do the weathering, seal it, and then it'll be ready to go to the store and ready for people to use it in games. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to be talking on Wednesday with Chad, who does a lot of the construction at our store, and with Derek, the store owner, about the store demo area. So we may actually have that demo area set up within the next month or so. And that's just moving us a little bit closer to being open for more players. Obviously, we've been in some form of lockdown since last March. Initially it was, total lockdown, and then we were doing curbside pickup for a while. And then we have limited capacity in the store with, you know, no events or anything. But as long as people were socially distanced and wearing masks, we were allowed to do that for a while. And now we're sort of moving towards perhaps allowing something much more similar to normal activity in the store, which means we'll restock our soda cooler, which has been empty for months. We'll have snacks and stuff. I'm still not super comfortable with the idea of people eating and drinking in the store, but as we move towards more people being vaccinated, that should be something we can do again. We'll see. Hopefully. I mean, locally cases have been increasing. Not catastrophically or exponentially, but there are more cases today than there were this time last week. It's just, I don't know if it qualifies as a full-on surge, but there's more people with COVID than there were. Hopefully, although there's more people testing positive, there's fewer people in the hospital and dying. I don't know. Feels like perhaps cases are less severe now as we move into a more vaccinated reality. Yeah, I'm still not super comfortable with snacks and stuff in the store, but it is something we want to move towards. It's nasty in Canada right now. Yeah, they did better with lockdown than we did, so they've been in a more effective lockdown state for a lot longer. Like many of the Canadian streams that I follow, primarily Loading Ready Run, these are people who have not physically been in a room with each other for a year. And that total lockdown is beginning to ease, and they seem perhaps ill-equipped for it. Alright, so this is the area that I repaired last week. This right here. And it looks a little more bulbous than this here. That's because I put in some extra reinforcement. I glued that thread against the side here so that, because I knew it was going to be less strong than it was as a single piece. It's snapped off right here and it's glued together. So I put that thread in as extra reinforcement. So it looks a little more bulbous there, but that's fine. I think it's barely noticeable, and I'll weather it as if the chain here is corroded or something right there. If you didn't know it was there, I don't think it draws the eye. Alright, so I'm going to use a different brush on the cage itself. Come back to that. I still have a decision to make here. There's these 4 bands above the bell. I have to decide if I want to do those in the same metallic as the bell itself, or if I want to do them different. Still pondering that. There's another of these metallic braces sculpted in here. Let's get that. Anyhow, the reason I was saying we're moving towards having perhaps more events in the store is that, like I said, I'm going to be meeting with our chief fabricator, I guess, and the store manager or store owner on Wednesday, and we're going to talk about putting a permanent demo station in the store. Obviously, this is going to be part of that demo station. So if you're in the greater Boston, Massachusetts area, you can come to Battleground Games and Hobbies in Abington, Mass, and actually play with this piece. At some point, probably next month, we'll have that area set up. Then it's just a matter of making sure everybody on staff knows how to demo the game. And you can come in and get a chance to play around with the Warcry demo. Alright, are there any more of those? Okay, so other things I want to hit with this. I want to do the cages. There are these metallic, these rings that are molded in. I'm going to do all of those in metallic, but I want, again, to use a finer brush tip for those. I've got these bands, so I have to decide how I'm going to do those. And then there's a bunch of nails, like these right here. I don't know if you can see these at this angle, but sculpted into the model. There are a whole bunch of these nail heads sticking out, so I just want to highlight those. I like whenever there are details in the model like this to bring attention to them if I can, because it's those sorts of details that bring the model to life, especially on something like this. I've never, as I've said many times, I've never worked on this scale before. I've never worked on anything quite this large, but there's vast swaths of this piece that are monochromatic, are all one color. So the wash is going to help with that. So all of this just plain brown, stairs, platform, ladder, platform. All of that's very boring right now. So I need to get in with a wash there and then do some highlights to provide some variety to that huge, empty, monochromatic space. It takes so much time to get all that painted. Need to get an airbrush. Definitely something to look into, is getting an airbrush for the stream. It'll allow me to work a little faster on large, empty areas like that. So this, most of those little nails. Are there any more nails to highlight? Not that I can spot. Okay. I still have to make a decision on these. I think, I don't know, what's your feeling, Chad? What tune is this that's currently playing? I believe, I mean, this is Miracle of Sound's instrumental album that he released, which is video game and movie-inspired instrumental pieces. The reason I use it as background music is both that I love Miracle of Sound and that he does not put any restrictions on the use of his music, as long as you acknowledge that it is him. So this is Cosmic Slum from Miracle of Sound Vistas. So yeah, I could see how it could have a Escape from New York feel to it. I'm sure he drew perhaps some inspiration from that. Alright. I'm going to change brushes. So this brush is in better shape now than it was at the start of the stream. Some of the bristles are still being unruly, but I'm trying not to let them pull back that much. There we go. Alright, I'm going to change from that brush to my Army Painter Wargamer detail brush. You can see it's a much finer tip, and it gives me a little more control. I'm going to use that to do those cages and stuff. I think I'm just going to do these bends in the same metallic as the bell. Again, when I get to the weathering portion, I can give them a little more individuality, or highlight them a little bit with that. But for now, just do them in the same metallic. Left a little paint out outside the lines there, but that's fine. That's fine. So Novocaine, when you were in the chat last week, you were working on like 60 new models. How's your progress been? I know you are a significantly faster painter than I, and I know you're using the airbrush to help out with your vast, vast armies. So you've got the undercoat done. Okay. That's a start. That's a start. Like I said, I couldn't build an army as quickly as that. It just takes me a lot longer, even in the construction phase. I can't even imagine doing something that large. Several of the folks at Battleground right now are working on the new Cursed City box from Games Workshop, and that's 30 models, and even that would take me weeks at the very least just to assemble, much less paint. More time cleaning the bits than assembling? Yeah, exactly. Like, just snipping everything off the sprues, and then, like, cleaning the edges. I built some of the... I didn't build this terrain piece, but I built some of the basic terrain pieces for this Warcry demo in an afternoon, and some of the figures, but yeah, it takes a while to, unless you just really don't care. If there's like sprue lines and weird bits. As with anything model related, it comes down to what level of detail are you satisfied with? Like, at what point do you say, this is good enough? Serena, who built this piece and several of the models for this kit, her rule of thumb is, if you can hold it at arm's length and it looks fine, that's good enough. Whereas I tend to want to be able to see details quite close up. So I care more about how things look when they're right up in your face than she does. Yeah, absolutely. I look at minis close up. Like, not other people's minis. Like, when you're playing a game, in general, you're not going to grab somebody's minis and say, oh, let me look at that close up. It's not only just plain rude, but it ruins the game if you're moving stuff around the table. But my minis, anything that I brought to the table, I mean, I'm going to spend 6 to 8 hours staring at these things while I paint them. And I want that level of detail to be apparent. Okay, paint those. I'm going to work on these little rings here now. I need a little more paint. So far, I've been successful in not drinking my paint water. To be honest, I have never drunk my paint water. The closest I've done is dip my brush in my coffee, which I have done. Not on stream, but I have 100% done that. Just in the course of my painting. And then I had to clean my coffee cup out because I didn't particularly want the flavor of paint in my coffee. That's why you have a lidded drink when you paint, Amanda? Yeah, smart. Of the two of us folks, my wife is the smart one. More precisely, she's the one who considers in greater detail the repercussions of her actions, shall we say. I am frequently the one who just barrels forward with stuff. I have an idea, and I do it. And Amanda is a little more meticulous in her execution. In general. These little rings. I like anything that adds detail to the model. And again, when I add some rust to them, it's gonna look so good. I'm actually thinking for things like this, I'm gonna have like lines of rust coming down onto the stone beneath it, just to give it that look of having been weathered. Oh, and Lobster of Revenge, man, everybody's in chat today. Hey, folks. Welcome, welcome. I guess there's advantages to having a later stream than normal. I know, Novocaine, you're gonna have to go to bed at some point, because it's getting late for you. I'm not gonna stream super late today. I just started late. Okay, so maybe not bedtime, but maybe dinner time. So Amanda, if you're still in chat, I realized at the beginning of the stream what that package that is arriving today probably is. It could be magic cards. I might be right. But the other possibility is that it's paints. Because Novocaine had recommended in chat some cool metallic paints last week, or the week before. And I ordered some of those. And that could be what is coming from Amazon. Because who doesn't like cool new metallic paints to play with? Yes, gel-based paints. So I ordered 4 of them. I couldn't get the box set that Novocaine had posted a link to, because it was an Amazon.co.uk link, and they couldn't ship to the US. I had them in my cart, and I was like, okay, cool, I can order these. And then I went to ship it. It was like, there was a problem shipping to your location. I was like, oh. But I was able to order them individually instead of in a box set. So we'll show those off on stream when I get them. We'll find something that I can sort of play with. Add some cool metallics too. Okay, that's all those little metal rings. Touching up these nails here, and then yeah, let's do these skeleton cages, and we'll do a couple little touch-ups on this piece, and it'll be mostly ready for a wash. But I like how these rings look now. They stand out and they look very cool. This brush has also seen better days. Alright, skeleton cage time. So hopefully this brush will give me the level of detail that I'm looking for, so that I can paint the cage and not the skeleton. Like the lamp, not the lamp. Went a little aggressive there on those locks. I have to brush some of the paint out of them because I want to be able to discern the keyholes and the detail of those locks when I go for a wash and weathering. There we go, a little better. This is the bit I want to be tricky about, and be precise on. Wish I could get a better tip on this brush. Just this brush has seen some things. There we go. Ah, lovely. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted. Finer details, I tend to get quiet. So I'm concentrating so hard on getting the paint where I want it to go, and not where I don't want it to go. Which is the trick. Excellent. Despite all my rage, still just a skeleton in the cage. Yeah, sounds like we have flowers arriving. Amanda's mother is bringing us flowers to make our apartment feel more homey. It's been very nice being able to see my in-laws these last couple of weeks. They're fully vaccinated now. So we're still remaining masked around each other and stuff, but it's been nice. They've been able to go out to the grocery store for the first time in a year, and we've had more chances to see them, which has been very pleasant. We're all just trying to be safe, careful, and we get more opportunities to hang out with each other. Eventually, when Amanda and I are fully vaccinated, which is 3 weeks from now, less than 3 weeks from now, because my second shot is next It's Saturday, this coming Saturday. So once we're fully vaccinated, we're going to have her parents over for dinner. Cook a big meal, and they really haven't had a chance to hang out in our new apartment because we moved here during the pandemic. So, very much looking forward to being able to do that. Have them over, cook a meal, all of that. It's going to be great. Ten rabid bears! Welcome, welcome! Glad you could be here. I appreciate you popping into chat to say hi. We're putting finishing touches on this piece of terrain today. Well, not finishing touches. We're putting finishing touches on the base coat for this piece of terrain today. And then we're going to do a wash on it. And then we get to go in and do some weathering and fine detail work. So by Friday night, by the end of Friday's stream, this piece of terrain, oh no, cat hair. Problem solved. By Friday night, this piece of terrain will be done, or at least as done as it's ever going to get. And we'll be ready for store demos. Where do these cat hairs come from? This is supposed to be the cat-free room. I should see, as I work to improve this stream, if I can get Spotify to play my tunes and integrate it so that you folks can see the track titles. It's something for me to work on. Getting there with this. Definitely getting there. Holding this model by areas that I've just painted. I guess that's a downside to getting a lot of little bits done all over the place. Cool. So that's that cage done. Let's work on this cage over here, and we'll be done with the metallic bits of this model. There's a couple little touch-ups that I want to do that I've noticed as I've been doing this. And then so these skeletons here have their feet and hands bound, so I'm going to paint those bindings, the twine there around it. Pretty much done base coat on this model. Just those little touch-ups and the bindings on those skeletons. Gotten all the base coating done. And like I said, I'll put a wash on. Work on that tomorrow. Try and be more meticulous with that wash than I was when I was doing the wash on the stairs with the big head. See if I can do it in a way that doesn't leave it looking all gloppy and glossy. And then we'll do the weathering and stuff on Friday's stream for Finishing Friday, which is still something that I want to make a regular feature. So this week, Amanda and I are going to the car dealership again on Wednesday for her to sign the paperwork on her new car. It's the first time we've ever leased a car, and we're really excited about it. So that's going to be happening on Wednesday. So my Wednesday stream, I'll be a little bit late getting here. You like the Friday theme? Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Jen. And again, welcome. Glad you could join me. I kind of want Fridays to be that sort of celebratory victory lap thing, where I'm doing the final little touches on a model to really make it shine and move it into the done column, as I say. Mark it as completed. I'm so glad everybody could join me today. I've felt bad about missing a couple of streams lately because of car stuff and other sort of general life stuff. So it's very gratifying to have everybody hanging out with me while I get these little details done. All right, almost done. Almost done with this cage. I mean, to be fair, Jen, I missed several streams last week. Amanda and I have had a few trips to the car dealership in the last week, and we mostly schedule things for the mornings because that's when we both are off. Because I work, like, for example, Tuesday and Wednesday evenings. Amanda works during the day, Thursday and alternate Fridays. So the only time we could really get car stuff done was in the mornings. And since that's when I've been streaming, it's definitely impacted my streaming schedule. But we're almost done with that. We're almost done with car stuff. Getting closer every day. So soon, I'll be more consistent with my streams. Hopefully that means I'll get more painting done. Like I said, I've been working on this particular piece for a little more than 2 weeks now. And it's still not done. It's close. It's really close now. It's still not done. Oh, I should have joined in that gardening. One of the things that I will be doing with this stream when we reach a state of having more regular viewers and stuff is I'll be using those seeds that you just collected, Novocaine, for various in-stream stuff. So like I said, I have plans for when I eventually move to Twitch affiliate. We're making progress. Almost to our April follower goal, which is quite exciting. If we can keep on top of those follower goals, affiliate will definitely happen. And then we can have custom emotes. Play more with the stream seeds. I've been having some problems with Streamlabs Twitch notifications on this stream, and I'm not certain if that's because I'm not affiliate yet, or if it's some setting that I've missed somewhere. So I need to figure out what's going on with my stream notifications and see if I can fix it. But the higher priority right now is just streaming more consistently and spending more time with you folks, because you're the folks that make all of this work and make it fun, make it entertaining for me, and I appreciate that. More paint, but this paint is drying. I just have like a couple little bits that I need to get. There, and there, and there. Alright. I think that's it for metallic bits of this model. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. So chat, if you were... Oh, gracious. Now I'm going to paint my fingers. Excellent. Exactly what I intended to do. If you were with me last week, you saw that this skeleton here snapped off the model. Just this little piece was insufficient to hold it in place. So this is the side where this has been glued back together, and I added some reinforcement in there. And this is the side where I hit it with a hairdryer to straighten this out a bit, because it used to be leaning a little bit further. And I think both of those attempts worked pretty well. I mean, yes, this is a little misshapen now, but it's not so glaringly misshapen, and I think it's stronger now. It won't snap off as easily, which is important for a store demo model, because this is something that many people are going to handle. Inevitably, it's going to snap off again. It's just going to happen. But I added some reinforcement to try and delay that. Alright, so I'm going to do these where the skeleton's feet and hands are bound with this red. It's just Vallejo red, and that's what I used for all of these here. So just looking for consistency, we want it to look the same from model to model. Make all this terrain appear as a single piece. And I love this paint. It's just got great coverage, it's a great color. It's fun to paint with. And then there's a couple little tiny details that I want to fix. So I noticed a couple little tiny details that need fixing. We'll be done with the base coat. I love how just a little touch of color like this adds so much to the model. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. But just a little pop there. Draws the eye. Makes the model more interesting. This is going to be a little trickier. I'm painting behind this ladder. Precise with this painting. This brush is good. This guy has gag as well. Let's get that skeleton out there. I blepped that a little bit more than I intended to, but that's fine. Ah. Okay, fine. All right, so that's that done. Let's do these folks on the back. Just a couple of little details that I want to touch up. And we'll call the base coat for this model done. Good. Good. Excellent. Lovely. Okay. And then switch back to my my other brush and get a couple other little details that I wanted to get done. Garden. Oh, am I not in the right window? Here we go. There. I'll join that. Alright. So, where are the bits that I noticed I needed touching up? Right here, right there. I want to do that little ledge there. And I feel like there was a place where I noticed, if I can't find it in a cursory glance, then it probably doesn't matter. But I felt like there was an area where I leapt onto the wood that I wanted to fix. I can't find it. So, it's not a problem. Oh, there, on the back of this here. I left a little bit there, and a little bit there. Let's hit those quickly. So that is flat earth, is what I used for that wood. Those tiny little bleps. Right there. Quick and easy. And right there. Cool. And this is the deck tan that I've been using for all the stone work. So you can see here, I did it here. I did that little ledge. And then I left this one unpainted, so it's quick, hopefully easy. Oh. There. I think that's everything. All right. So, that is the base coat for this piece. Completely done. And I'm pretty happy with it. Took a while because there's a lot of wide open spaces and I was trying to be kind of precise in a lot of areas. But yeah, looks good. Looks good. good. So that needs a wash, and it needs some weathering and highlights. So we'll work on that on Friday, on finishing Friday. How much time do I have left? I've got 15 minutes. Let's work on some smaller pieces in these 15 minutes. I have these two little walls. They're just little walls. Little chest-high walls. Good for just deploying on the battlefield to create a little bit more terrain. Oh, you know what? There's one other place I wanted to touch up. The back of this right here. Zoop. Quick and easy. There we go. But let's do these two little wall pieces in these last 15 minutes of today's stream. So it was a shorter stream today because I came on late because Amanda and I were taking care of car stuff. We are so close to done with getting all of these little car things done. Brand new car for Amanda soon. I've got my used car, which I've been quite enjoying this last week or so. Driving to and from work has been a far easier and less nerve-wracking activity. My old car was definitely on its last legs, and every time I drove it to work, I worried that that would be the time that I had to call for a tow. And to finally be in a state where I have a car that I don't worry every time I get in it that it's going to break down. It's so nice. And Amanda is going to have the first new car either of us have ever owned. I guess we don't technically own it. We're leasing it. But it is our car. It's in our names. We're picking that up on Wednesday. And it's the first time either of us have had a new car. And that's so exciting. Hopefully it will require less maintenance. Very nice for her to have that to drive to and from work. Take trips down to the Cape, visit our good friend Insidious Pie. Go up and see family in Peabody. Okay. As we move towards a state of being vaccinated, there are so many people I want to visit that we'll be able to visit with our new car. It's very, very exciting for us. Take care of that on Wednesday, and then it will also mean, hopefully, an end to the disruptions to this stream. Once we've signed that paperwork, we don't need to go back to the dealership quite as frequently. I have to get my car inspected at some point because the dealership is still unable to do inspections on new cars. So there's that I still have to do. But other than that, we're almost done with car stuff. So, more time for painting and streaming and hanging out with friends. I need to dedicate some of my downtime to sorting magic cards because Amanda did a bunch of cleaning, and part of that involved moving a bunch of magic cards that had been sort of piling up in the kitchen into the guest room here. So now I have to do my part and clean up those cards. We've got some jumpstart cards that need to be sorted and put away. We've got some call time cards that need to be sorted and put away, because now Strixhaven is out. Amanda and I have started opening up some Strixhaven packs. So, trials and tribulations of being a fan of Magic cards. Constantly having new cards to put away. We have so many Magic cards. It's kind of intimidating sometimes. It's going to occupy a little bit of my free time. Well, as we approach the end of today's very productive stream, as always, I want to thank all of you for joining me. I feel very good about the progress that we made today. We finished that base coat on the bell tower, so that bell tower by the end of this week will be completed. This was a lot of fun today. I look forward to being able to play with my new paints, which should be arriving soon. So thank you again, Novocaine, for recommending those. I'm definitely going to have some fun painting some stuff with the new gel-based metallics that we're getting. Thank you, Andrew and Jen and Lobster and Amanda, and everybody who joined me in chat today. As always, you are the folks that make this work. I enjoy getting paint on models, but I know how I lack motivation sometimes. And doing these painting streams, having you folks in chat, has been key to getting some of these models done. And we're making good progress. I know it feels slow, or at least to me, it's almost interminable sometimes. There's just so much to do. But we're making good progress. Like, we finished a base coat today. Yes, that's something to celebrate, and that piece will be done by Friday, by finishing Friday. We'll be done with that piece. And every piece we complete moves me a little bit closer to being done with the entire Warcry demo. And then we'll be able to bring that into the store, and folks will be able to play the demo, and that will be awesome. We'll have all this new terrain that people can use when they're playing 40K or Age of Sigmar in the store. And all of that is thanks to you who join me during these streams, because without you, I would not be getting this done. So thanks, everybody. Thank you for being a part of this. It has been a terrific time. I felt really bad that I missed so many sessions last week with car stuff interfering with my stream. And I'm very gratified that everybody chose to hang out with me this morning and helped me get the gears going again. So, good stream, folks. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to finish this pillar and those pillars there, and then I think I'm going to wrap things up. Tomorrow, I hope to be streaming at my normal 10 to noon time. As I said, Amanda is getting her second vaccination shot today, and she has tomorrow off. And if she is really not feeling well, I may just spend some time nursing her. We don't know what to expect. We know that the second vaccination shot with the Pfizer is, or Moderna? Are we doing Moderna or Pfizer? Anyways, the second shot is a little more dramatic than the first shot. So, Amanda has tomorrow off to recuperate, and she may need some extra attention. She may just sleep. I would be very surprised if she's actually in chat tomorrow, because she may just need that downtime. But I hope to be here for my regular stream time, 10 a.m. to noon Eastern time tomorrow. Wednesday, I'll be late because Amanda and I are signing paperwork on the new car in the morning. But then Thursday and Friday should be normal. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. Because life can interfere with things. But as of right now, it looks like Thursday, Friday should be normal. And we'll do some finishing Friday work. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to doing the wash on that bell tower. We'll see what lessons we've learned from the wash on the stone head. And then it's just weathering and details, which we'll do on Friday. So, yeah. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Let me finish this little bit here. There. Yeah. Got a little bit of paint on this model. This little wall. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. I had a terrific time. We made some real progress. And we're going to move forward. Always forward. Never learning. Maybe learning a little bit. And I look forward to seeing folks the rest of this week. Be excellent to each other, folks. And enjoy doing whatever art it is you choose to do. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.